right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Enterprise AI in Action Roundtable. Great to be here again. Let me introduce our guest, Dmitry Matsenov. Dmitry, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Arseny. Thank you for having me.
So today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is related to wellness. And as you all know, HiPerWare is the kind of wellness platform for buildings. We make sure that based on big data, based on digital twin, we analyze the anomalies of technical behavior, we analyze anomalies, we analyze inefficiencies, we create ways for personalized treatment of buildings, right? But at the same time, obviously, this is very interesting for humans. And the reason why we invited Dmitry is because he is building a really AI native business. And this is super important for the current stage of the AI revolution, because we see that a lot of traditional businesses are looking to understand what it is an AI native business, how we will have to compete with AI native businesses in the future. So today we will hear directly from the man who is building true AI native business from scratch. Also, he has a lot of corporate background and management background. So it's going to be a very interesting discussion to see how business is changing with all the AI tools, AI technologies, and AI agents, right? So Dmitry, why don't you introduce your business idea, what you're trying to solve, and how you're helping customers?
Thank you. Thank you most of all, Arseny, for inviting me over and for having me and having this exciting opportunities to speak out at the roundtable. I'm always following these roundtables, and I think it's a great way to exchange ideas about most modern trends in today's AI industry, and not only AI, but all other industries as well. Yes. As far as my idea is concerned, I will start by saying that today, many people, I would dare to say most people, use so-called wearable devices such as health trackers, watches, rings, and other devices, to track their.
So for building, we have sensors, and for humans, we have wearables.
Yes, exactly. Like this picture you have behind you. It's a picture it's a picture of health of the building.
Exactly.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. And the trackers have the same picture for the human health. So a lot of people use these trackers and devices with a very particular purpose, to be able to track their state of health and to be able to improve it. And this is a great market. Today, we estimate that with a conservative annual growth of about 15 to 20%, the market will reach from today's 250 billion to about 750 billion in 2035. So it's a great and growing market. However, the users are not so happy about the market in some way. The research shows that 30% of the users are not happy with the lack of personalization. So they get the idea of what the trackers tell them, such as, for instance, okay, you're worried about your weight, you have to eat less carbs, or you have to consume less sugar, you have to do more exercise, but they don't tell exactly where to go and what to do. So
it's like you have data, but you don't have information and insights and actions, right?
Exactly. So they give generic advice, like for people with, like, I don't know, heart problems. They give very, very generic advice, or not even an advice, but a picture of what is it and what is going on. But a person never understands where to go and how to deal with that. Yeah, and the same goes for other things. The trackers go as far as to indicate, for instance, calories consumption, and so the person can reduce calories consumption.
In our case, it's energy consumption.
Yes, if it's necessary, but it's a very generic. It's right. Very generic recommendations. Every person who is preoccupied with a problem of overweight needs to have a tailored solution for his or her particular state of overweighting. So I came up with the idea that the trackers are able to give out the information to my platform, which will translate this data into particular personalized itineraries of recovery and wellness. So Rekova.App, which is the name of my platform, connects your individual wearables and individual wearable data with real wellness and recovery programs, such as retreats, hotels, health programs, coaches, and so on and so forth. So it builds an ecosystem and a community layer for the users, starting from personal data all the way to specific personalized pathway to recovery. That's the
And
idea.
it's really based on the big data that are collected with wearables, right?
Exactly. It's based on a collection of big data and meticulous everyday 24/7 analysis of this data. So the recommendations are based not only on the momentary glimpse of data, but on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, even a monthly basis. So every time you enter into the system, you can always catch up with the most recent developments of your health over a certain period of time.
So just like with digital twins for buildings, you are building an actionable digital twin for humans, right? And for this particular case, obviously AI is going to be a key technology for, I think, for product management, for research. We'll talk a little bit about this later. But when we talk to executives, right, they say, okay, but what is it, AI native business? How businesses that built from scratch using AI kind of mindset, how are they different from traditional businesses? And here I would like to ask you, Dmitry, about your experience, because obviously you have huge corporate background, right? Managing very large businesses. And this is very new what you're doing right now in terms of the way how we organize things. You're almost a solopreneur. Well, not really solopreneur, but
not really. I already have a team behind me, but yes, I started.
It's a very compact team, right?
It was a solo idea, yes. Right.
So can you share your idea? So how, what does AI native business mean for you, and how is it different from traditional businesses in your previous experience?
Yes, it's a very good question, Arseny, because like you said, I spent my entire career, and it's, believe it or not, almost 40 years now. I spent in corporate business, starting from apprentice, from a very sort of, starting level and up to the highest level of, management hierarchy in different organizations. And, the traditional business that I'm familiar with has always been organized along the processes and organizations. I mean, we all remember the classical structural approach. You have your strategy, then you have your sort of processes, you have your organizations, and so on and so forth. So it's all been, and it was the right thing to do back then. But now the AI native business gives you an opportunity to build the whole organization right from the beginning based on the AI solutions, which are not process-based, but they are mostly competence-based. Yeah. So you create lots of centers of competence based on AI capabilities, and they work for you. Like with my platform, the Rekova.App, I designed a number of centers based on AI capabilities, such as research, strategy, marketing, and so on, and created it all by myself. And so I figured that, yes, this is what I would call AI native business, because it doesn't need to be process-based from the beginning. I don't need too many complications from the beginning. I can do it right from the beginning as a very, as a blended ecosystem right from the start. So this is what it meant to me to begin this new opportunity, and I'm very excited about it.
So I understand that previously you had almost no experience in coding or application development, but you had a lot of corporate management, right, and executive experience.
Yes.
And I think our listeners and viewers would be interested to see what kind of product you eventually developed, but also what it took for you as the person who had no experience in product development before to actually start using AI tools for yourself. I mean, was it hard? Was it, I would say, disappointing sometimes?
Well, yeah, I mean, should I start with disappointment? Well, no. Well, joking aside, it was exciting, I would say. Yes. I will show you in a couple of moments. I will show you, the results of my work, and it's not a full-blown product at the moment. Let me just give you that a bit of a disclaimer here. Yeah, it's not a full-blown product. It's a demo, but I will show you how it works and how the idea works, so that we all understand, where we are, and then what's next, what is next to be done. And before I do that, I answer your question. Yes, there was a lot of disappointments and a lot of struggle along the way. And I discovered a lot of new competences, which were unfamiliar to me, a few years ago, such as vibe coding and a bit of programming. And I did some courses at LinkedIn. I took some courses on LinkedIn and at some other schools. And yes, but I created things and then I kind of canceled them and I started all over. But finally it came, to some point that I am not ashamed to show. So shall we?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to also add, because we are from the let's say older generation business people, right?
Yeah.
We're not that young anymore, and at some people think, okay, we're at the age that when learning is not for us. We have our expertise, we have our experience. So why should we learn AI? Why should we do something by ourselves? We can, have secretaries, engineers, developers who can, do things. But both you and I, we are so much engaged in this new technology, and I would call it actually hiring AI, because I consider this technology as your team, right? Someone who you can give tasks and they work on your behalf. So you have to be a good manager. You have to give the right tasks and the right prompts, right? But then you also have to check, right? And make sure that what they do is actually right, because it's a very probabilistic tool, like a human, right? So therefore, my recommendation to our viewers is that you've got to try it, right? You've got to try it yourself, regardless of your level in the hierarchy of organization. The time is now, and Dmitry will demonstrate what he has done by himself with the use of AI technologies and AI tools.
Yes, thank you for this remark, Arseny. And before I start demonstration, I would like to say one more thing. That some people ask me, well, okay, fine, you made this product, and how it is so different from what a typical AI agent can do. Anyone can go to AI today and say, okay, I want to be more healthy. Can you recommend me blah blah blah? Right?
Yeah.
And yes, and there's this AI agent who can do your healthy menu for you, your healthy running and jogging and whatever. But the AI agent will not go all the way with you. Yeah, it will not go all the way to the system of selecting your specific needs And most of all, it doesn't create you an ecosystem, because and this is how my platform is different from, just a collection of AI agents. It creates also an ecosystem, a huge social network that is based around people need and requests for personal wellness. So people can share, people can build up their experience, people can, create some communities and so on. So it's a new ecosystem. I treat it as a gateway to another way of communication around health and around wellness. And I call it not just wellness, but also well-being. And this is why I like your comparison to, you say, what, wellness of buildings. I'm talking about the wellness of people, but we're all talking about wellness and well-being of like human race. Yeah. And this is what I like about my idea of my platform. So words apart, let's go to the demonstration. Okay, let me share the screen with you.
But I also understand that this technology has basically, on the one hand, interface for users, right, who would like to get better, just like buildings, right, just like managers, asset managers who want to reduce energy consumption and reduce cost. But also it's I would say a collection, right, or network of dedicated service providers who are selected specifically to help with a certain target, right?
Exactly. And that's a very good question and a very good point, because it presents to the service providers, such as hotels, retreats, coaches, individual programs. It presents a good opportunity to tailor their product offering exactly to the fluctuations of the market. And it doesn't matter if it's a season or off season or any other kind of volatility in the market. They always know what is the typical preferences of the mass of users at this platform at a particular point of time. So they can tailor their offering right to the point. So, and the user, in their turn, they're getting not just a usual filter, like for instance, hotel is located 1 kilometer from city center, or it's along the shoreline, or the food is Asian or whatever, but they are getting the outcomes of their bookings right to the point of their needs, just exactly what they need, and it's not biased. It's not done in favor of the hotel.
More expensive things, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not more expensive. It's the same thing. We don't charge commission from the service providers. It's always a flat rate, so everybody's equal. So it doesn't matter if you're big or small. If you are good for a specific person who needs this small retreat somewhere in the mountains of Nepal or whatever, so this specific retreat will be specifically offered for you, no matter the hotel rate or whatever. Yeah. So we just charge the flat rate from the service providers.
So that means that the big data helps both the consumers, right, and the service providers. So consumers get the personalized offering. At the same time, service providers can tailor their product, their offerings, based on the trends, right, based on the requests, based on the ratings of the platform users. Okay.
And based on that, they get a higher retention rate.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time a person comes and receives exactly what he or she needs, it's a better chance that this person will come back, because they already know that they specific request was met, not just the size of the room, not just the balcony over the seashore,
right,
but specifically what they need in terms of their well-being. Okay.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, shall we? Just hold on a sec. I'll share the screen. Okay. Can everybody see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So here we are. This is like I said, it's a demo, right? It's a demo, and don't hold your breath. There's there's there are not so many features now that should be in the end product, but this is just to show you the key idea how it works. So we have here the user section and the partner section. For the demo purposes, I will concentrate on the user section, and we click as a user, and you can see this is it's available on in four languages. So we'll do it generically in English, but if you go to the website Rekova.App, you can try it at your native language. So we continue in English here. And we start by filling out the very simple onboarding form. Let's call myself John, and here's my email. And let's assume I live in Vienna. And okay, these are my parameters. Let's say, okay, 70, okay, flatter myself a little bit. Then, okay, let's keep it 35 right here. And then, okay, and here's the deal. So here you connect your device, which is always with you. And we started with like a very typical set of devices. You can connect all of them, and you'll get a lot of data from
more data. Mm-hmm.
More data. Or I'm using one of those, let's say Samsung Health, and in no time at all, my personal, very high level helicopter view of my health condition is built. But in the live product, there'll be more data. So we just decided to keep it simple for the demo purposes. I can always upload more results from my medical tests, and I can also see the status over a week, month, or a year. Yeah.
So this is basically the big data that is imported into the platform and then analyzed using the technology of the platform.
Yes, mm-hmm. Yes, it's imported to the platform, and it's personalized, and it's the real data. It's not your generic recommendation. I can tell you that I'm getting a lot of generic recommendations, even from the very, very sophisticated health platforms, and I'm not happy with that. And this is one of the reasons I developed this product, because I'm not happy with health trackers the way they are now. So this is how it occurred to me that I need to go into more detail with personalization. So then, then you go to recommendations, and here we are. So the idea is based along three sort of timelines. One is what you can do just today for your particular needs of your and your particular state of health. Or you have more than just one day, maybe you have a weekend or day or two, or maybe three, and you have other proposals. And then if you have the luxury of maybe a couple of weeks, then you go to a retreat section. We call it retreat, but it can be anything, like hotel, like a long-term program. And you book, and you can always select the duration, and also number of guests, and the room, and so on. And you can always add transportation. I mean, for the demo reasons, I didn't do the exact flights or tickets and the pricing, but you can always add it up to your total payment, and then proceed to payment, and then pay.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing takes from the minute you download, from the minute you connect your device to the actual personal pathway to your recovery, about 2 minutes in the real time. Yeah. So
fantastic.
So that's the idea.
So tell us a little bit about, I mean, obviously there is AI technology within the product, right? That helps to analyze all that data, to analyze different providers and find the best match. Tell us a little bit before we have like 5 more minutes in our roundtable. You mentioned that you used AI in all the different business functions, right? Or business workflows, like product marketing, product development, legal and finance. Maybe, for our audience, you can share how did you use these tools and how it helped you in the development.
Of course. Well, I'm not gonna quote any specific names or
Sure.
the brands, because I'm not here for product placement or anything like that. I will tell that just I hired AI for certain directions of my
Tasks.
business.
Yeah.
Certain tasks, yes, such as market research, product marketing, product functionality, and product development. For instance, market research, AI helped me tremendously scan the wellness and investment space, track trends, and understand user language, and emerging needs much faster than a traditional research team. So when I'm talking about specific needs of personalization, I'm not talking about generic understanding. I'm talking about the real trends, and the system is based on this specific trends. For marketing, I use a lot of AI in personal for test positioning and communication in different segments. And one of the discoveries was that I mostly concentrate now the offering of the product to the market of Central and Western Europe, such as DACH, so-called DACH market, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, which I think is one of the best areas to start with. So the AI helped me to understand better the product segmentation and target audience, and also a lot of research. It's not finished yet, but it's a lot of research in terms of protection of personal data, legal and regulatory matters. These are, I think, the most important things that helped me a lot in AI.
How is it different from your corporate experience? I mean, you managed huge teams, right? You managed big businesses. How is it different in terms of flexibility, getting things done, delegation, management of these tools? I'm sure it's very different from what you have experienced before.
Well, it is different, and there's something common.
Right.
Of course, it's very different because you don't need to go along complicated processes and organizational issues. You can do it just like here and now. But the common thing is that it is of paramount importance to be able to create a very specific task and to explain it clearly to your, well, in this case, to your AI agent, but in my previous experience, to my team.
Right.
Yes. So all in all, it comes to you being able to formulate the idea and to be clear and concise and understandable for someone who you're dealing with. Well, in the past, I dealt with huge organizations. This time, I'm dealing with a certain number of AI agents, but the task is the same. I have to explain very clearly in a very concise manner what I'm trying to do.
So specify the tasks. Make sure that the content and the intent of what you want to achieve is clearly communicated, right?
Yes.
It's like hiring, people or some employees from a different planet who are very intellectual, but they know nothing about what's going on, right? So you have to be super specific.
Exactly. And I would say that in many ways, AI environment is not so forgiving is not so forgiving as the usual corporate environment. Because in corporate environment, you can just say, okay, so I was wrong, okay, or something you don't understand. It's for you to be responsible. I'm not the one to blame. You're the one to blame. You can always tell to your employees or whatever, but you cannot tell it to your AI agent. I mean, you can tell, of course, but nothing happens. I mean, at the end of the day, you are to blame.
Exactly.
So that's the challenge. That's the challenge. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, as we're approaching the end of our roundtable today, Dmitry, I mean, thank you so much for this conversation. I'm really excited to see that a person with huge corporate experience is building a really new AI native business. And I think your example is a great example for other companies to start innovating and start building maybe corporate AI startups within organizations and drive AI transformation. So your experience is really very encouraging, right? And very interesting for those who are still in the traditional business. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Arseny, for this opportunity. It's an honor and privilege for me to speak up at this roundtable, and it's a great opportunity to present my product. I'm looking forward to, talking to other people and other interested people and, partners and, investors and other interested people about that and about other AI opportunities. So thank you so much for this, for today.
Great. So let's make sure that we make humans and buildings healthier, all right, and deliver wellness to them.
Exactly.
With that, thanks a lot and have a great day.
Thank you.